Hello everyone, Jimmy Marcus here. I'm sharing an urgent update on a massive international development that isn't being widely reported yet. A specialized team has reportedly carried out an operation in the capital of Venezuela. The top leadership, including the primary figure and his family, have been moved to a secure facility under legal charges. This operation changes the entire landscape of regional power. I've reviewed the timelines and documents, and I'm going to break it all down for you right now. Let's begin with Layer 1. The events that unfolded on January 3rd. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. in the capital, and the streets are humming with tense energy. Suddenly, major developments rock the city as key strategic sites are neutralized. Leaving the area wide open, the top leadership in Washington wasted no time, confirming that the mission was a success and justice has been served. Elite specialized teams breached the high-security compound, a location they had rehearsed for months, using a perfect mock-up down to the last detail. The primary target was caught completely off guard, with no chance for a last stand. His partner, also implicated in the long-standing legal charges, was right there beside him. Within hours, they were moved to a secure vessel offshore. By Saturday night, they reached the federal court to face a bombshell. 25-page indictment involving complex global alliances and serious charges. This wasn't luck. It was a high-precision operation, executed in just over 2 hours from start to finish. This kind of results-driven action shows a new level of global resolve. But wait until you hear this next part. Layer 2 dives even deeper into the legal charges and why they matter to you directly, hitting your daily life in ways you might not expect. This figure isn't just some far-off official. According to the official legal documents, he managed a full-blown shadow network, personally greenlighting the movement of massive amounts of prohibited substances northward through his partners in regional factions and organized groups. Across the border, we're talking about our local streets being affected, from major ports to the critical border crossings. His partner and close associate reportedly spearheaded the covert work, paying off the regional security chiefs with large sums of undisclosed cash, ordering severe actions against rivals. Remember that one regional figure who crossed them? Taken off the street unexpectedly, vanished without a trace, and never seen again. The top leadership in Washington itself labeled it the core root of our current health crisis. Thousands of our citizens, family members, and neighbors affected directly by this vast network. I want you to really look at what's happening here. Your own pocketbook takes the hit with skyrocketing insurance costs from related medical bills and rising security issues. Your personal freedom shrinks in neighborhoods affected by these illegal supply lines, pushing their influence onto every corner. Relatable on a gut level? Absolutely. Energy prices at the pump could stabilize overnight as the regional energy chaos finally ends. No more endless economic games that jack up your daily fill-up costs. This major operation doesn't just stop a single individual. It severs their entire international lifeline, potentially drying up those supply lines that have plagued our communities for many decades. Is this still the America we know, striking first and asking questions later? If you're as concerned as I am about cartels owning our borders and poisoning our communities, make sure you're subscribed so we can keep tracking this together. Layer 3 gets into the raid mechanics, revealing a level of military precision that no other nation on Earth can match right now. Let's break it down step by step. Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane briefs Congress that it kicked off with 150 U.S. aircraft screaming in to suppress air defenses, pounding those military sites, and the cartel poured into silence. Then come the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment helicopters. The Night Stalkers, dropping Delta Force, teams low and fast over the jungle. An urban sprawl, one chopper even takes ground fire from panicked guards but powers through, without missing a beat. The federal specialized rescue teams join in for the formal procedures and the collection of key evidence. Meanwhile, the capital city experiences a sudden power blackout. Top officials hint that strategic digital operations disrupted the grid just enough to create necessary confusion, without a total collapse. There were zero casualties from the mission side. A truly surgical exit straight onto the naval vessel waiting in international waters. The House leadership steps up, calling the entire operation decisive and justified, emphasizing that there will be no long-term presence on the ground and no endless struggle. Think about your future here. This strategic blueprint deters threats abroad before they ever reach our shores, and it keeps endless conflicts far away from your doorstep and your family's schools. The leader's own son is also facing legal charges alongside them for his specific role in the entire network. The primary opposition voice celebrates quietly from a secure location, sharing whispers and hopes of real and fair elections finally happening. And get this, the new temporary leader in charge is already discussing new side deals. Energy shipments starting to flow back to our refineries. Maybe even freeing detained citizens as early as next week. Now think about the timing of these critical negotiations. It's all accelerating. Because the previous iron grip on power snapped literally overnight. Who is actually winning here? Is it the leadership team exposing deep-seated influences in the capital's lobbying circles? Or is it the rattled allies in regions like the East and the Caribbean, who are now scrambling to save face? Hit that like button if this decisive action gives you real hope for stronger border, security and safer, cleaner streets in your own community. Now layer 4, where I step in as your truth seeker, making sense of the chaos swirling around us. What this actually means stretches back through history and forward into some serious future consequences. Think back to the high-stakes operation in 2011 under the previous administration that was bold and surgical, but limited in its final outcome. The current leadership escalates massively here, captures the primary target alive for a public legal process, indicts the entire inner circle, and turns it into a clear demonstration of the national justice system. Remember how critics argued for years to change the leadership there, applying economic pressure but never taking the final step? Now those same voices might argue it is too bold purely because of who delivered the result. This reignites those long-standing legal cases on executive powers. Can a leader act decisively like this without a formal legislative nod? For your pocket, energy resources start flowing steadier from those regional fields, easing inflation pressures on everything from groceries to heating bills. The freedom angle hits hard. It sets ironclad precedents for taking custody of any high-level figure we want, from the current target, straight to organized group leaders, hiding across the borders. Future consequences? Regional rivals and distant powers start rethinking their risky alliances overnight. Even the top leadership in distant capitals watches their own interests a little closer, wondering about the precision of these tactical teams. I've sifted through every fallout report leaking out. No full occupation planned, but the message is blunt that the transition will be managed until it is clean. Chaos clarified for you. The nation doesn't plead at international forums anymore. We enforce the rules on our terms, protecting our people first. Everyday viewer, picture this hitting your state. Does the crisis rate in Texas, Florida, or California finally start dropping? Drop your state and thoughts in the comments below. Layer 5 uncovers the deepest hidden quake, a full geopolitical reset that's shaking the world order. The regional shadow state crumbles from the top. Organized groups lose their safe headquarters overnight, and the smuggling rings halt dead at those neutralized ports, cutting off a major pipeline for illegal goods and equipment into our country. The top legal authorities promise the full force of national justice in the trials ahead, which could reveal details on major lobbying scandals, influences on politicians, and even ties to firms that looked the other way. The previous leadership faced serious allegations of mistreating dissidents and failing their people. Now that figure is held in a high-security facility, facing the possibility of life without release. Draw the parallels. It's like the 1989 operation when a regional leader was indicted on serious charges and brought to justice. But this is bigger and bolder, with official video from the capital showing the primary target in custody, hands folded meekly. The leadership even hints at temporary security forces for a safe handover, with a massive energy deal rumored for January 7th to seal national influence. Big picture for you and your family. Fewer desperate movements of people from failed systems, a stronger currency value, and stabilized energy prices at the pump as independence is locked in. Regional allies cheer from the sidelines while rivals tremble. Distant powers lose their precious foothold in the region, and their private security contractors are already packing bags. Wait until you hear the whispers. The inner circle is reportedly cooperating already, testifying for leniency. I want you to really look at what's happening here. This isn't just a mission. It's the dawn of a new era where the nation dictates terms to those who challenge the order. We are at a crossroads. The question is, which way do we go from here? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one.